as you look at people who succeed in business, most of them who can do business, who can grow companies, play the game at a really high level, they've been through stressful environments so that normal everyday things are not big issues. To be truly successful in business and to play the game again at a really high level, you have to have at some point been brought into your knees by business. Like it needs to, you need to really experience almost a traumatic event in business so that your stress meters are reset. And what I mean by that is stress is relative. Stress is very relative. I tell the story all the time of like, there's two people going home from work. They're in a no service zone and they both get a flat tire and they can't call anybody to help them. One person has a high stress tolerance. They have a stressful job. They're making important decisions. And one person lives in their parents' basement and doesn't work. And they've never been in a stressful situation. Their parents have them in a bubble. They've never suffered, frankly. Those are going to be two totally different events. The same thing happened to both of them, flat tire on the way home. Both equally capable humans, let's assume. The person who's in a high-stress job or high-stress life and has people riding on them and has seen some stuff, they're going to figure it out. They're going to spend a couple hours. They're going to figure out how to fix that flat tire. They're going to get home about it, and it's going to be a non-event. It's not going to be a situation. A week later, they'll forgotten about it. They're not telling anybody about it. It's over. They might even forget to tell, like a flat tire on the way home, they might forget to tell their spouse when they're eating dinner that night. It's not an issue. Whereas the other person, it is a serious issue. It's a traumatic event. It causes trauma while they're driving in the future. They don't ever want to drive in a non-service zone again. They cry and they tell everybody about it for weeks or months because it's an event. Business is exactly the same. Stress is relative, and your ability to deal with that stress is very relative. I've been broken down by this game because I was in a very, very hard business, a super hard business. We were doing pickup and delivery storage for students where I had to have box trucks in downtown Boston at dorms at the right time with the people's stuff to get it back to them the minute they wanted it. And we had 7,000 customers across 12 states and 25 major colleges, over 50,000 personal items that were not ours. And these are wealthy, affluent kids from all over the world who had very high expectations for services. And we got in over our head a couple of years where we just got too much business. And one of those times, we got a ton of business in Boston, pickup business. And you can always survive the pickup business because you just got to get the stuff to the warehouse. You go there, you make an invoice, and you take the students' stuff to the warehouse. And then they're going to store it over the summer. We're going to deliver it back to them when they get back to school. So we survived pickup season. It was really stressful, but then delivery season came around. We didn't know what we were in for because deliveries are way harder. You got to have those boxes at the right place on a truck to get them back to the students at the right time. And you got to be there on time with all their stuff. Our warehouse was unorganized. Our workforce was not that well planned. And me and my business partner, we get about 4 days into deliveries when we have, 2 weeks left. And we're starting to realize that, oh my God, we don't have enough people. We don't have enough trucks, and this warehouse is not organized. We got unlabeled stuff. We got orders in places we don't know where it is. So we, instead of stepping back from the situation and making a couple hard decisions and going out and finding more people, maybe contracting a company to come help us, we just tried to work our way out of it. We tried to physically work our way out of it. And we started doing labor. And we can talk about how this correlates to kind of some things I'm learning now about business. But me and my business partner said, okay, we can get through this because we've always been able to do it and we can just work. So we spent all day out on trucks delivering items. We'd go home. We would load up the trucks for the next day ourselves. We'd finish at about 3 a.m. We'd make the delivery schedule for the next day from 3 to 5 a.m. We'd answer customer service calls from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. or emails. And then we'd get back out and go on the truck again. And we did this for 3 or 4 days in a row with no sleep at all. And we're lugging boxes, we're driving trucks. And we're six or 7 days into this without sleeping very much. And our employees, we only have 10 or 15 guys working, but we're driving 7 or 8 trucks every day. They're starting to, say, screw this. Like, why am I working for this company? This is chaos. And they're just starting to quit halfway through delivery season. Well, at one point we've got a chaotic environment in the warehouse because we've got things unorganized. We're short-staffed. I'm running a truck by myself all day, delivering. We can fit 25 orders, about 125 boxes in the back of a 16-foot Ryder box truck. I'm on a truck by myself. My business partner, Dan, is on a truck by himself. And then we have pairs, 2 guys in each other truck. We had 4 other trucks. One guy puts diesel or gasoline in a diesel fuel engine and it breaks down on the highway in Boston. Another guy drives on Sturo Drive, which is a low overpass, and rips the top off of one of our trucks. And then another guy just quit. They put the keys hidden on top of the tire. They locked the truck and they left, and they texted us and said, "Hey, we're out. The full truck is right here and the keys are on the back left tire." All the while, the customer service calls are literally coming to my phone and Dan's phone, and they're ringing, and they just keep ringing. They just keep ringing. And I look, I'm like, "Hey, we can't do this. Like we failed. Like this business is over. The customers are calling us. They're emailing us. They want their money back. I'm driving a truck. My body is breaking down. I haven't eaten. I'm 20 pounds lighter than I was a week and a half ago. I'm chafing so bad between my legs that I'm bloody. My hands have blisters on them from carrying the boxes. My right foot had some kind of carpal tunnel like issue from the gas pedal on the truck all day long lifting up. So I had like a muscle cramp on the top of my right foot. So I was limping really bad. And the phone just kept ringing. Boom, customers are calling, getting upset that their stuff's late. The phone keeps ringing. Boom, boom, boom. The phone's ringing. And I just pull over the truck and have a mental breakdown on the side of the road. And I called my partner and said, "Hey, Dan, we're fucked. We can't do this. Like the business is done." And luckily I caught him at a point where he was in a little bit better of a mind state. And he's like, "Nick, get in the truck and drive the truck. We can do it. We have to do it. We have no choice to do it. Like, I know you don't want to be in this business right now. I know you wish you were anywhere else in this entire world. We're in this big ass city. Our trucks are everywhere. The customers are all upset. But like, what else are we going to do? Get your shit together. Like, get your shit together." And I snapped out of it, got out, drove the truck until it was empty at 5:00, drove to the next one that the guys had left, parked that empty truck there, got in the full one myself and drove that one until 9 p.m. Then I went to the truck that had the top ripped off and threw the boxes in it and unloaded that one all night. Basically, these customers couldn't sleep because they had their bedding and their school stuff in this truck. So it was just a complete nightmare. It was a complete nightmare. And when you experience that, when you experience like, hey, I'm losing thousands of dollars right now because these customers are wanting refunds. We damaged a truck that was our truck. The one that got the top ripped off of it was our own truck. So it was going to be on our dime. That's the one we didn't have the insurance policy on, one without a deductible. And like when business humbles you like that, everything else is relative. All other stress is relative. So as you look at people who succeed in business, most of them who can do business, who can grow companies, play the game at a really high level, they've been through stressful environments so that normal everyday things are not big issues. I think just life, if we like compare this to life, the people who are fun to be around, a spouse that is worth marrying is somebody who can like struggle with grace. They can deal with stressful situations and they can smile and they're not going to have a meltdown every time something goes wrong. They're not entitled to where they're just rude to service people at restaurants or in hotels. And I just think it's such a valuable lesson that I learned. So yes, I lost money. Yes, that was a really hard business, but it turned me into a badass. It turned me into somebody who can lead other people, grow organizations, do stressful things, and just do uncomfortable things. Like business is just, running a company is just nothing but uncomfortable things, one after the other. And I can do those things now just better than most people. I'm not a pro, I'm still learning, but I can do them better than the average person. So that makes me a decent entrepreneur.
Big news, guys. I created a free PDF that details my method on how I analyze a self-storage facility and figure out what it's worth. Give me a pen, the back of a napkin, and a couple metrics, and I can figure out about what the property is going to be worth to me. If you want to download this PDF, click in the show notes, the first link, and you can give me your email address and you get a email right away with a 4-page PDF that outlines exactly how I think about underwriting or giving my initial analysis on a self-storage facility. Again, click the link in the show notes and you're going to get that document for free.
This episode of The Sweaty Startup is brought to you by Jobber.
And Jobber is a software that allows service business owners to run the back end of their business with ease. You can get quote request forms right inside the app on your website from customers. You can send out quotes to customers with a couple clicks of a button. You can set up all of your automatic email templates. You can send bills. You can get paid. You can stay organized. You can even schedule your employees. Now, GetJobber is unbelievable, and my brother uses it to basically run his lawn care company without any admin work. And I just highly recommend this service. Visit getjobber.com/sweaty for a 20% discount and a free trial. I think if you run a service business, it is the best way to appear professional to the customers and also be incredibly efficient on your end. Now, one more time, it's getjobber.com/sweaty.